Hi, this is Sean Hafer, and in this little quick video, I'll try and make it as quick as possible. Just going to go over once again how to create our 2-point perspective when we've got our plan view and a side view. All right, so if we are, the way we've got this set up here, we've got our plan view or our top view up here rotated. I think I went 60 degrees on this one. And I've already got a template set up with a picture plane. So remember, the picture plane is where your sort of piece of paper is. It's as if you're looking out a window, where how near or far to the object that is in relation to where you are, or the station point. That is sort of will set up how large our perspective will be and where it will be located. So once I've set up the station point, and again, this is sort of our viewpoint of where we are in relation to our object. So we're looking at it, kind of this way and seeing this angle. Then what you do is you just take your two visible sides and we draw parallel to them from the station point up until they cross the picture plane. So that's what these two lines are. From my sort of point of view, the station point or the SP, we go up, and those intersections then let us drop down to our horizon line and let us find our vanishing points down here. So again, it's the intersection of the distance from the station point to our picture plane, but then as those parallel lines go and intersect the picture planes, then we just drop that down right to the horizon line, and then that sets up our left and right vanishing points for our perspective drawing, our 2-point perspective. All right, so if I come in here, the first thing we can do when we want to start getting our width, so both of these are, our true sizes based on what they, the dimensions are. So I'm going to come in here first, and I'm going to check my layers here. I'm in this layer. And let's go to my line tool, and I will give us a stroke. Maybe on these, since I'm setting guidelines, I'm going to go 0.5, and I'm going to pick maybe a green color. All right, and that should be fine. And then what we can do now, here's what we want to do is from the corners and the edges we can see, we want to come down to our station point. And then where that line, we don't just drop them down as if we're doing an orthographic. So what we do is we go to our station point or our point of view, and then where they intersect the picture plane line is where we drop those down. So now we can drop that down holding shift, so I get it perpendicular, and I can drop it down and intersect the ground line. Same thing here. Now since this is on the actual picture plane, that corner, that will be a straight drop down. And we can do this one here. So first off, I'm just going to try and get my cube so we can see, we understand this is basically a 2-inch by 2-inch cube. So that's good. Again, intersection, drag it down. Now we can use our side view here to go ahead and create our heights. So we can just drag across here, drag across here, and drag across here. We've already got our ground line, so I don't have to do that, so I'll just undo. Now, we know this front edge is our front facing corner, so this will be our initial point, and we can come up here from here and drag to our right vanishing point. And then we've just created this sort of bottom edge. This one here will be to get to this other side. Same thing, go to that point and go up to the left vanishing point. Looks good. If we go to our top, now again, I'm just creating a cube for this, so I'm going to go to where that cube would be if we created the solid cube, and that would be this point here. Drag out. And then the same thing here to our left. And now we have this sort of front face of our cube, which would be this face. Then we've got our other face here, which is here. If we're going to, now where we see that that corner intersects here, we can take that point and go to our vanishing point. And the same thing for this corner. It's this line here, drops down, and where that intersects our edge going out, we just find that intersection and take it to the right vanishing point. And now you can see we've got our top and two sides of our cube, if we treated this as a cube. But it is not a cube, right? So we know, looking at it this way, this is our L shape. So it's actually flipped since this is the other side view. But this is our top. So if I drag this down to get that drop down, find my intersect, and then again, don't drop it straight down. Go to where it intersects the picture plane line. Then hold down Shift and drop it straight down. Now we can see that's giving us this edge. We know this height from this corner is right here. So we can go ahead, drag that back. And the same the other way. So from the left vanishing point to that same point. Perfect. Right, so now that's our low point. Now since this is basically this corner, right, we could go ahead and drag that straight back to our right vanishing point. And then if we take this corner, which is this one, right, and we could either project it from here, or if I just come down to where that is, and drag that to the left vanishing point. Now that intersection is where we would go straight up. So same thing here, and this one. If I shift and click, there's our intersect there, and then this one would just come down to this intersection. And now you can see we've got our shape. So if I just create a new layer and let's go back to, say, our normal stroke. Go back to sort of a black, and I'll take this to our up to 1. So this would be, I can zoom in a little here. Remember, that's Control or Command plus. And then I could come in and just create our line. So if I come here, there's 1, 2, and just create our outlines. You could use your pen tool if you wanted for this, however you prefer to work. But we are just getting everything just lined up. And one more here. And now you can see we've drawn that in 2-point perspective. So we've got our vanishing point here, giving us our angle where that recedes, those lines heading to the left and over here to the right. And that is our image. So you could create, change those over to construction lines if you wanted. So if I just went back to this layer, did a Command A, right, for all that stuff, I could then maybe just go into my stroke, create a dash line for that, and maybe take that down to 5, and then we can click off of that, turn this one back on, And then we can see all our construction lines that we created. Yeah, so I hope that helps. Again, the big thing to remember, once you have your station point, wherever that is, draw your lines out from there parallel to your two edges of your object. And then from there, that will give you your picture plane. You know, determine your picture plane. And those crossovers, when you drop those down, that will give you your vanishing points based on your horizon line. Again, these are things that you determine. Again, if our horizon line was lower, then this would have been tilted a little more back in space, right? If our horizon line was higher. So again, think of that, you're basically like where your eye level is. And when we're looking at this view, and then basically here we're standing, we're looking sort of face down on a person standing, and this is your point of view looking out at the sides of your object. All right, so that is that. I hope that helped out, and thanks for watching.